You want to assure people that what they clicked on is what they're getting, and then blow their mind and be like, but you're also getting even more.
From a creator about YouTube, about the platform, about how to make better videos, doesn't necessarily always apply.
And that's where editors get it wrong, that's where YouTubers get it wrong. They watch the video and they just hyper-focus in on minute-by-minute sections.
But I think what actually happens is that you're big on YouTube because you're starting to understand what works.
What do the world's top YouTubers know about creating viral YouTube videos that you and I don't? And which of these secret strategies can you apply to a completely faceless channel so that you can skyrocket your views? Does advice from the biggest YouTubers even apply to faceless channels? Or are they just good for face-based channels? I spent the last 50 days analyzing advice from the best creators on YouTube to find the answer to this exact question. And I have news for you. While most of this advice does not end up being very useful for a faceless channel, there are 7 genius tips that I found out while I went down the rabbit hole that are absolutely golden and should definitely be used by every faceless channel out there. Trust me when I say this, that these are going to save you months of trial and error and boost your views and subscribers almost instantly. And don't worry, I am not just going to share the advice and be done with it. I'll show you step by step how to apply these strategies on your own channel. So go ahead, hit subscribe, get ready to take notes, and make sure you also stick around till the end for a bonus section on a very popular piece of advice that is actually killing your growth. Let's hear it first from the god of YouTube strategy himself, Paddy Galloway.
Whereas it's kind of rare to see someone who makes terrible content do well just because they've got good thumbnails. I'm sure people in the comments will call me out on that and say countless examples. But with that said, though, the thumbnail itself, like even if we were to just conservatively say like, okay, the click part of that equation. So if YouTube is clicking and watching, just like with time allocation, even with how people deem as how important this is, it's still something that is given like 3%, 5%, 6% weighting instead of maybe 30 or 40% like it should deserve. So packaging for me is just that whole psychology around thinking of what we can put in front of the viewer that's going to make them click on this video.
Now, you can make the best videos in the world, but if nobody clicks on them, all that effort was in vain. Yes, good content is paramount, but it's your packaging that first convinces viewers that your video is worth watching and that your content is valuable. Now, Paddy does share a few tips on how to create titles and thumbnails that help you achieve this. Let's get started with the titles first. Here are 3 rules for beginners that really work. 1. Make them simple and easy to read. Paddy says that this basically makes your videos appeal to a larger audience base because simpler words and easy to read language can be understood by people of various ages and from different demographics. And that increases the chances of them wanting to click on the video. Look at the title of this video from AI Apocalypse that has gotten over 1 million views. It's super straightforward, it's super simple and very easy to understand. 2 is to use power words and punchy language. Such words depict emotion and really have a psychological impact on the viewer, making them want to click. For example, in this video, if it said, "This is how faceless YouTube algorithm works," that wouldn't have the same impact as "I studied 100+ faceless channels to crack the algorithm." We are using power words like crack, and we gave a sense of the amount of effort that has gone in the video by mentioning that we analyzed over 100 videos. And 3 is to keep them short. Now, this is not a hard and fast rule. There is definitely some leeway, but Paddy Galloway says that some of the best videos that he has ever seen have had titles that have been under 50 characters. 55 characters is generally the limit that is visible on all devices, right? Longer titles get cut, so if somebody is watching that video on their phone, they will not be able to read the full title. So another way to sidestep this is to basically have all of your important information and all of your power words within the first 55 characters. Front load your title like Digital Income Project does here. Even though he has a longer title for SEO purposes, all the important stuff is mentioned up front. Paddy Galloway suggests that you should try and come up with 10 to 15 variations of your title before you even start scripting. And a great way to come up with title variations is to look at what title formats and type have worked exceptionally well for videos in your niche and then try to fit those to your video. And you can of course take the help of ChatGPT. Just paste your title into ChatGPT and then use this prompt to generate 15 different variations. Once you have the list, pick your top 5 and then your top 1 from that. Now coming to the thumbnails. Your titles don't exist in isolation. Both the titles and the thumbnails create your packaging, and they need to work well together. Paddy says that the best thumbnails on YouTube play on viewer psychology by showing something that intrigues them right away. For example, in this thumbnail, we create intrigue by showing an AI faceless channel with these many subscribers. Plus, the expression is one of disbelief, and both of these together really compel the viewer to check the video out, which is why we've gotten over 1 million views on this video. Another thing that Paddy says is to make thumbnails that are easy to understand. When it comes to elements and design, the simpler, the better. This is because your thumbnail is competing for attention amongst hundreds of others, and if a viewer really has to work hard to figure out what it's saying, they are more likely to just scroll away. A good rule of thumb, therefore, is to not keep more than 2 to 3 elements in your thumbnail. Contrasting colors also achieve the same result. For example, in this thumbnail, the YouTuber has 2 overarching elements that show a before and after scenario. It's super simple to understand. Even if I don't read the title, I understand completely what the video is about. Now, thumbnail science can get a little tricky, slightly complicated, I'm not gonna lie. In fact, most creators are on their journey to still figure out what thumbnails are working, and that is why we have made a full video explaining how to create click-worthy thumbnails for your faceless videos, and you should definitely check it out somewhere on top. But you should know that thumbnails and titles are just one part of the equation. The next one is this.
Your title and thumbnail set expectations, and at the very beginning of the video, to minimize drop-off, you want to assure them that those expectations are being met. You click on a video where, of his, where it's like, Tether is a scam, and then at the very beginning, he starts talking about literally anything else, then you are like, oh, this is bull. This isn't what I clicked on. But if at the very start of the video, you go, Tether is a scam, and I'm going to teach you why, then it's like, okay, you match the expectations. So at the very beginning, match the expectations, and then you want to exceed them. So you want to assure people that what they clicked on is what they're getting, and then blow their mind and be like, but you're also getting even more.
What will happen if your thumbnail and your title say one thing, but when the viewer clicks on your video, they come across some other information entirely? Or if you keep on rambling about something that's not related to the topic of the video and take forever to get to the point? The viewer is going to click off your video, and that is not what you want. And Mr. Beast is absolutely right here. Your title and your thumbnail make a promise to your viewer, and it is your intro's job to assure viewers that your video will fulfill this promise. Take a look at the title and thumbnail of this video, which got over 436,000 views. Here, both the title and the thumbnail promise the viewer that they will learn how to gain 1,000 subscribers in 7 days. Now let's take a look at the intro.
Last month, I posted one video on this brand new channel, and what happened next was very interesting to see. With no outside promotion or data from the algorithm, it netted 18,000 views and 1,000 subscribers within 1 week. Now, the only 2 videos I have on my channel have 300,000 views each. The best part is these videos have below average metrics. This should be a healthy dose of encouragement for you new creators out there, because I just proved that your video doesn't need to be perfect in order to see results. You just need to provide enough value to a core group of people. Let's take a look at the exact process I use for both of my viral videos and get you my actionable content creation roadmap.
Now, when somebody clicks on the video, they see exactly what they clicked for, and so they want to stick around. The creator shows his analytics to prove that he actually gained the number of subscribers that he's talking about, and assures viewers that he is going to explain his process. The magic here lies in how you structure your video intro. The simplest way to reassure your viewers that your video isn't clickbait and will actually deliver on the promise that you're making is by getting your hook right. And you can do this simply by repeating what you are saying in your title and matching your first set of visuals in your hook as closely as possible to the visual in the thumbnail. We have shared the complete formula on writing a killer intro in this video, and you need to check it out next so that you can actually stop people from dropping off in the first 30 seconds after they click on your video and actually get YouTube to push your video out to more people. Because if your retention graph looks like this signals to YouTube that you have low watch time, fewer people are interested in your video, and then it doesn't push your video out to as many other people as it should in the first place.
If someone's, you're introducing a product and there's no tension, there's nothing new that's going to happen, then I might not stick around. A really bad story will go like this. It'll go, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. And you think like that's an extremely boring way to intake information.
Yeah.
And what you want is a story that goes, this happened, but then that happened.
Therefore, this happens. So you want some causation between the beats in your story. And I think that's something that could exist completely in a tech video.
Let me break this advice down in the simplest of words. When was the last time you watched a movie that made you feel sleepy? Chances are that you found the movie boring because there were no twists and turns, or the story was just too straightforward. You knew what was going to happen next. The same principle applies to videos on YouTube. With hundreds of videos available on their fingertips, viewers are not going to hesitate to click away if your video does not manage to hold their attention. This will negatively impact your watch time, which we have established is a super important metric for YouTube. And if this happens repeatedly, your Faceless channel is going to be buried. So creating tension throughout the video is a very important step here. But how do you do that exactly? It actually starts at the script writing stage. Trust me, if your script is not good, there is no way that your video is going to be interesting. And don't worry, you do not have to be Christopher Nolan to create an engaging script. To build tension throughout your video, what you need to do is create curiosity spikes. Now, these are basically highlight points in your video that build up intrigue that gets satisfied at a later stage. Let me show you this with an example. This video by Digital Income Project does it really well. His first curiosity spike, or the first point where he intrigues his viewer, comes right at the end of his intro where he says, we need to start right at the beginning.
For you to see how all this became a reality and understand the systems and processes that I use to get results like this on a Faceless channel, we need to start at the beginning.
He's basically signaling to the audience that to truly understand how to do this thing well, you need to listen to my story. Then his next curiosity spike comes here, where he says that he's learned an important secret.
Unfortunately, you're not going to get rich making a 10-hour rain sound video. Those days are over. I know this because I've invested thousands of dollars into courses and my own projects where I've learned one very important secret that none of the gurus are telling you.
The viewer now wants to know what the secret is. And then he reiterates this point again a few seconds later when he talks about using a proven method.
Trust me, it's not all about the editing or the thumbnails. It's about having the right strategy from day one and using a proven method that actually works.
If you continue watching the video, you will see that he has these curiosity spikes built in throughout his video. He basically raises intrigue or raises the curiosity in the viewer's mind by presenting a problem or presenting like a hard-hitting fact, and then satisfies that curiosity by giving the solution later on in the video. And this loop basically keeps the audience hooked. This is what you mean by creating tension throughout your video. And you can actually automate a lot of this process after you have written your script or after you've gotten ChatGPT to write your script. What you're going to do is give it another prompt. Simply copy this prompt that you see on screen, paste it into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will automatically help you figure out points in your script where you can add curiosity spikes or will add them for you. You can find this prompt in the description below along with any other prompt that I mentioned in the videos. So make sure you go ahead and check the description out after you're done watching the video.
In my role, I've always gotten a lot of questions about the algorithm. It's like, what time should I upload to optimize for the algorithm? What time, how often should I upload? And the way we design the algorithm is actually, we want to give audiences the videos and other content that they're going to be most satisfied by. And so if the audience doesn't really care whether you upload it at 3 in the morning or 7 at night, then the algorithm shouldn't care either. And so what I encourage creators to do is when they have some of these questions, they immediately kind of think about algorithm, like replace the word algorithm in their question with the word audience. That's going to give you a better answer because we're aiming to serve the audience.
Focusing on your audience is crucial for long-term success on YouTube. Chasing virality and one-time views can be counterproductive. For instance, we did a 100-day experiment by running 2 separate Faceless channels here on YouTube. And in that experiment, we actually went in with the aim of chasing virality. And while it did get us decent result, we got over 100k views on one channel, it also led to us creating soulless content that nobody really cares about. As a result, there were very few returning viewers and subscribers, signaling that they didn't really care about our channel or our content. Channels like 10x Income and Digital Income Project, on the other hand, take the exact opposite approach. They create videos with the aim of helping their end viewer. So while their view count fluctuates, they continue to grow because they are focused on delivering valuable content to an audience that trusts them. They know what problems their viewers are facing and they make videos to solve those problems. Now, finding out what problems your viewers are facing in your particular niche can take some time and research, but that's absolutely okay. Even when we started this channel, we did a lot of trial and error to identify the exact problems our viewers face. And now we know that it's faceless creators who really want to automate their process. So give yourself time and try following these steps to get closer to that goal quickly. First, identify the problem you're solving in general. For example, 10x Income solves the problem people face while trying to make money online. On the InVideo channel, we solve problems faced by faceless content creators. This makes up our niche. And so people who encounter problems in these areas are our target audience. And when we create content that speaks directly to them, we start to build an audience as opposed to chasing one-time views. So to build a core audience, start with solving a specific problem. Everything else is just background noise. 2. Maintain consistency. Regular uploads help in retaining your audience and building trust. I have seen this on my personal channel. My audience now expects a video every single Sunday. In fact, last week I got a DM because I couldn't publish on my regular time asking me where the video was. So create a content schedule that you can stick to and then stick to it. 3 is authenticity. Showcase your personal side even in faceless videos. This is what helps build trust and connection with your audience. Look at how Digital Income Project has done it by introducing his own avatar. You can do this by adding your own sense of humor or catchphrases and doing voiceovers in your own voice. In fact, InVideo AI allows you to clone your voice so that you can continue creating faceless videos in your voice without the hassle of recording again and again. 4. Interact with your audience through comments, through polls, community posts, whatever it takes. This fosters a sense of community and loyalty which cannot be replicated with anything else. And 5 is topic selection. Now, even within your niche, you can end up choosing so many topics to create videos on, but if nobody is watching your videos, what is the point of choosing those topics? You can fix this by picking topics that you know are going to resonate well with your audience. And this is something that we cover in the last point in this video, so make sure you stick around for that.
Strongest call to action is to watch another video, because now all of a sudden your channel went from like, say, 8 minutes of watch time to 16 minutes of watch time if they watch another one. And it shows that this person is in your little watch web. It also gives you another ad impression. Like, that is the metric that YouTube cares about. Sure, you can ask them to comment, you can ask them to like, that's totally fine. But watching another video exposes them to more of your content and shows YouTube, I am a channel that keeps people on this platform for 16 minutes rather than just 8 minutes.
YouTube does not care about you or your videos. I know that's harsh, but it's true. What YouTube cares about is keeping people, aka your viewers, on the platform. And one of the easiest ways to do this is to create binge sessions on your channel. Basically, to get people to watch multiple of your videos in one sitting. You do this by creating serialized content where one topic naturally leads on to the next. Just like when you watch your favorite web series on Netflix. One episode leads to the second one, and the second one leads to the third one, and before you know it, 5 hours have passed and you suddenly remember you had to send an important file to your colleague. That is the power of creating a video series. On our channel as well, we have created a video series called How to Start a Faceless Channel in 2024. Each video in the series covers a different step of the content creation process. For example, we have one video that talks about the mistakes, the other video talks about how to choose your niche, another one talks about how to create your intros and your thumbnails, etc. So for someone wanting to learn how to start a faceless channel, they can easily flow through all of the information in one sitting. Another great example of this you can see on the Improvement Pill channel, where he has an entire video series on overcoming addiction. Similarly, on 10x Income's channel, there's a series on building a business using ChatGPT. When viewers watch multiple videos of your channel one after the other, it sends a positive signal to YouTube. And as a result, YouTube will increase the reach of your videos and show them to more people. At the end of the day, YouTube wants viewers to stay on its platform for as long as possible. And if your videos make viewers stay for longer, your channel will grow faster. Not only that, when viewers watch multiple videos from your channel, they begin to remember and trust you. This ties back to your point about audience trust. And this increased trust basically leads to more subscribers who eagerly await your future videos. So how can you start creating an episodic series? Here are 4 simple steps to do that. 1. Identify a broad topic. Choose a broad topic that can be broken down into multiple detailed parts. For example, mastering personal finance in 7 days. To simplify this process, I'm providing you with a ChatGPT prompt. Once you've decided on your video topic, you're going to paste this prompt in ChatGPT, and it will basically give you suggestions around a complete video series that you can create on that topic. The second thing you want to do is plan your episodes. Outline the series with each video covering a specific step of the process. For instance, one video could focus on budgeting, another one on saving strategies, another one on debt reduction, reduction, and so on, right? After you've planned it, you want to focus on creating cliffhangers. At the end of each video, include a teaser or a hook for the next episode to encourage viewers to continue watching. Think of Ryan Trahan's Penny series and how he ended each episode. Another thing you can do is end your video with a bonus section like how to AI does it in this video.
The owner of this website is a good friend, so I told him that I needed a discount code for my subscribers, and he was actually kind enough to give me one. It only works for the monetized ones, but I managed to secure 10% off, which is like literally $25 on the current price. The demand is super high, so get it before stock runs out or the price increases or whatever. The code is monetize. Enjoy. Anyways, that's it for this video. Au revoir.
Instead of ending the video by saying things like thank you for watching and subscribe, weave in your CTA within the script so the viewer doesn't even realize you are ending and just naturally wants to go on to the next video. And finally, you want to use playlists to basically organize your content and to make it easier for viewers to binge watch, because when you play a playlist on YouTube, it automatically keeps playing the next video in the list unless somebody stops it.
If you truly want to win on YouTube and rack up your watch time and get tons of views, you actually want to optimize your videos for suggested. For the longest time, I also thought that the most important thing was to rank on search, and even though that is helpful, where you really want to be at is suggested. And the reason why is because when we actually look at our analytics, the people who come through suggested actually watch videos for longer. And it's likely because they're already primed to watch those videos.
Now, what Vanessa is saying here is super important, but how do you get your videos to show up in the suggested tab to other videos? While there is no specific formula, I'm going to share a few tips from Vanessa's learnings and a few things that I have discovered that work really well and help you optimize your video for suggested. The first thing is to just create longer videos, because YouTube's main metric is watch time. It favors longer videos and they want people to stay on the platform. And longer videos are more likely to do this and therefore get suggested in the suggested tab. Another thing you want to do is create videos on topics that have worked well for you in the past. For example, if you made a video on a new viral niche that is great for faceless creators and that did exceptionally well, you ended up getting 500k views. When you create videos with other similar titles, you are likely to show up in the suggested tab of your own video. So if somebody is watching that video, all of your other videos related to the niche are going to show up in the suggested tab. The next thing you want to do is create videos for topics that are showing up in suggested. So when you open a video on your channel, check what the suggested tab shows. What video topics are showing up in the suggested tab to your video. And you might want to create videos on those topics as well. Because yes, while suggested videos do depend heavily on viewer interest, if somebody is watching this video, they are likely to be suggested another videos that are similar to this, and you want to create those videos first. And finally, if you have been making videos for a while, go check your analytics and see what other videos from other creators are sending traffic to your channel. These are topics that basically overlap between you and between them. And so you want to consider creating videos on these topics as well. And now, since we're on the subject of topic selection, you need to listen to this next piece of advice.
What your thoughts are when it comes to people jumping on trends, and what are your tips?
Yeah, I think, doesn't he call that trend hacking?
Yeah, for sure.
That's everything right now. That's what Mr. Beast, and from the biggest to the smallest, that is one of the best ways to garner views and the audience and a following of subscribers and such. And so for me, it's kind of funny. I know if I have a gadget, a tech product that is maybe about to be released, if I get maybe a pre-release review unit, then it's almost like for certain, okay, well, people are going to be searching about it and talking about it right on that release date, and so that video will do well.
If despite creating great videos, your videos are not getting any views, you are unable to grow, the problem probably lies with your topic selection. You are making content on topics that people just don't want to watch. How do you fix this? By finding trending topics in your niche and creating videos on those. And the easiest way to do this is to find outlier ideas for channels in your niche. What are outlier video ideas, you might ask? Let's say a channel has 50,000 subscribers and they usually get around 10 to 20,000 views per video. If one of their videos ends up getting around 1 million views, that is an outlier topic. Outlier topics get you 5 to 6 times more views than your subscriber count. For example, if you look at this video, it has performed extremely well. Pay close attention to the subscriber and the view count on this channel. AI Genesis has about 157k subscribers, but this video got around 3.5 million views. This view count is way bigger than their subscriber count. To put it into perspective, this video performed 100x better than the channel's average. This is a great example of an outlier video. Now, when we found this idea first, we also replicated it for our channel, and that video now has over 1 million views. You see, you don't always have to brainstorm new ideas or perform keyword research and try to reinvent the wheel. You can start by finding ideas that have already gone viral, that have already worked well, and then make videos on them. It helps even more if that particular topic is in trend right now, like this AI automation topic was trending about a year ago. Now, we also have a complete video on how to do ideation right, so make sure you check that out after this one. You have to make sure that your newly packaged video is not just a copy of the outlier video. You have to make sure that it gives people an advantage over the earlier video. It gives them more juice, more meat over other videos on the same topic, so that you are able to stand out. Now, as promised, let me tell you about a very famous piece of advice that is literally killing several channels, several faceless channels, I might add.
So have you heard this saying that like create what you want to create and your passion will show through and people will find you? Because I've heard it a lot and I actually strongly disagree with it, because I think it makes the creators think that like they're the prize, they're the customer, when actually it's the viewers.
I manage 3 separate YouTube channels that get over 1 million views every month, and over the past few months we have started several faceless channels from scratch, achieving hundreds and thousands of views. And we achieved all of this not by following our passion, but by making videos on topics that people are searching for and people are interested in. As I said earlier in this video, on YouTube, you are not the end customer. Your viewer is the end customer. So you should think from the perspective of your viewer. Rather than thinking about what topics you like making videos on, ask yourself what your viewers might like to watch. This is, however, not the only mistake new faceless creators make. I have spent so much time, several months, researching faceless channels, and I have studied hundreds of videos to really understand why so many faceless channels fail despite following what seems to be great advice. And we have covered all of these mistakes in this video right here. So if you do not want your channel to fail, if you don't want to make mistakes 99% of YouTubers are making, make sure you check out this video next.